Abuzia, this lady right here. Now, Semne started as a very simple story. But okay, at the end of it's looking like she will be facing 20 years in prison.
The Daly, that's what she was called. We are now learning that she was not a doctor after all.
So let me give you the details. For a month for any the story, no? On May 19th, 2025, and the President Mahama yi nipa 17 to National Health Insurance board. So the board now ye amount for 17 course. No? This lady was part of those people. Nidin at the Dr. and Sansa Daly. Normal Ghanaian be any appointment from the president. So okay, you say you know that at least for the next 4 years, if so you have kind of, a correct job where we bet me a woman they always say, okay, it's all good. 4 days later, on May 23rd, and a revocation letter say, that specific person or can pass 17 yen film because bibi nkoye. Revocation letter omode buy and you are saying revocation of appointment and replacement to the Board of National Health Insurance Authority. I write to inform you that the President of the Republic has with immediate effect revoked the appointment of Sansa Daly as a member of the Board of National Health Insurance Authority. The President has nominated Professor Dr. Ernest York to replace her as a member of the board. 2. Kindly take the necessary steps to facilitate the swearing in of Professor Dr. Ernest York accordingly. And 3rd, please accept the assurances of the highest consideration of His Excellency, the President of the Republic. Signed, Callistus Mahama, who was the secretary to the President. Only the dear Sadi will say bye. What happened? And then, people are trying to find information as to Niamaya revoke any appointment. And then amount for status will go through the lady.
People have raised concerns. But my good friend and colleague, Manasseh Azurawuni, has an intervention that he made, or a comment that he made. He says the government, like everyone else, makes mistakes. What the government does when the people draw its attention to the mistake can distinguish a good government from a bad one.
Now, should be a appointment na baby is a doctor for one basically or mukoho. So sure now friend and doctor, according to Osuwako school USA, bet my practice is a medicine. USA and I say bet my doctor USA ne Ghana. She was obia at least in fit the bill. But the we actually you see the doctor title she wasn't a doctor. But that was not just it. School at what status or call why everyone is a school no. And then will be clear to that school no. So okay, more clarification into this specific lady. So we school or my main Ghana we batik we must say the concerned citizen, a pharmacist identified as Reginald Sechi Brown, wrote to the office of the registrar of the school on May 25, 2025. Requesting the credential verification for Sansa Daly. Where your Chirako school now, lady know where I was your coin, which is Johns Hopkins. As he sought to verify whether Sansa Daly was a graduate of the prestigious institution, the specific degrees she earned, and the timeline of her graduation. He also sought to determine whether her reported medical credentials qualified her to practice medicine in the United States and what certification, if any, granted her the authority to do so. As you know, no, Aburochire Tese Ghana, BBI like tight ya. So that pharmacist in the school ready, almost reply, almost response in here. I say hello. We are unable to locate a record under this name, which means they don't have any details about the lady no say across her school no. Abuzia it didn't end there. US they are not panning out no. There's some making sure Ghana there at least will pan out. But me can we say. Also, checks at the Ghana Medical and Dental Council and the American Board of Family Medicine showed that she holds no valid medical qualifications to practice in Ghana and the United States, respectively. So we say, so it's not like say school na one go, school no just details be anywhere. Only any record be just a Ghana medicine, I can as a doctors for whatever the busia. Ni din crack home. And also America for the database, whatever the busia ni din ka home. Until so far, and so I'm afraid a doctor no. Abuja is not looking good.
They wrote to revoke the appointment of Sansa Daly and replaced her with Professor Ernest York.
But again, what I don't personally understand, and they say the position Ye na ye de ne kokko share no. Was it say obi oya doctor nko an obetumi a wo board ne so? And I say, obi fufuro betumi a abeka ho. Because the speculation akwa is okay. President Mahama thinking say bia indeed or a medical doctor. Because when he post normal or friend also a medical doctor, yes, so practice war. Even some hospitals say it's legal no say. So I think say bia Mahama in penny no. Omu based on the fact to say bia we are a medical doctor and then you didn't call a health a year kind of a man for a school to be doctors, nurses, name a doctor for penny for what that board on us. You get me? In this year, you would walk yeah, the work because of the fact so a doctor now background of medicine in the can. So the next thing will be say if it's a doctors and kwan the course board in the swa. None any qualification any near he. What I say that is also another thing. So if you can't answer both, then still now we have a problem. Now we are saying that we say a man for Binom wants her investigated and jailed. Yet chini tum Ghana. And so I was here. Now we know you do what to buy me and more appointments. I say board way so. Now board no one young go say wa can you win some tum say. You get me? On Twitter and I say X and so na buzia for brain natural madwen twerɛ nsɛm ne ne kan ho. We are Ghana we have tried to put some of it together in the kan ho. Acquire to the level say I think say abna chei boache abusia we UTV. Also crap a reason why it's President Mahama and then impending for ni free so because say President Mahama will quote as say or them like percentage I don't know say 30% was the same of amount for be appointee or to serve under him no some percentage here ma so call appointee or buy to that position and can you good but I say quite fast why a revocation the appointment in a something which is there that's part of the reason why I'm not chebu oh business say lead to the removal
your health minister Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando nenim mi bisa enra ena krata bi epi abontene a ye revoke eye rebia wode Dr. Ann Sansa Daly na krata no anchichiri mu die nti a ye revoking appointment no na appointment no eye we board member Emma National Health Insurance Authority ye nyina yenim role a play in Ghana, say ban on the border of National Health and a National Health Insurance Authority. As ye a sombo pa. Esan say ye ban ya pomudi won semwa. Crucial.
But Abuja, that's my bad for NDC for Unquadia. At some point, MPP for are bound to come in. Miracles are waje. What Babu Bisa say? Or no crash against national security. Or Munjusha all the appointments are. President Mahama aye all the appointees ni nyina na ohwehwe bu nyina because amanfo bi mo wa be a president appointee omo no ma bi nkoye and then the president might not know.
Media my call is that because of this national security and background check of all the president's appointees. No more report him because the president may be misled in several other spaces.
Check those with
so I just say they may be misled in several other spaces.
Now, Buzia, to be honest with you, it makes perfect sense. If say you have the manpower or the force to actually do that research into people, we should do that because our man for President Mahama Bay you are more to work with. There will be more than hundreds. So if that is the case, I say, definitely President Mahama nim obia obe appointing. Some of them will be suggestions, some of them will be kind of favors. So definitely miracles it makes sense to me.
Especially onto boards,
Yes.
But also for ministers, the NDA.
On a meeting,
so Mama go through parliament.
On a president's representative. The president decides to
give it to anybody
or person representing.
But inside, baby, I know the nekono. Nanko kwakwa the health ministry ase. The health ministry so I can't find. According to the health ministry, or this lady, even though say appointing and I say your man appointment, you're swearing in to actually start working because you're appointing on the 19th, on the 23rd, and I revoke an appointment. So the chance didn't even come for her to be sworn in. It's okay. Oh, board way, so wait me start to work.
On the 19th, the presidency wrote 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. They wrote to revoke the appointment of Sansa Daly and replaced her with Professor Ernest York.
And finally, to wrap this video up, let's talk about the dangerous part of the 20 years now. One shot be dem no. Ghana we article we see post your scroll down where almost say what the law says about fake doctors. Because lady basically is claiming to be a doctor, which based on checks and balances amount for you know. So you know, if the claims that amount for alleging you true, but you know, she's here to respond and you know stuff like that. So then maybe a big one on the side of things. But what Ghana's law talks about fake doctors in here, this is DR The Health Professions Regulatory Bodies Act 2013 Act 857 governs the practice of medicine in Ghana. Section 48 of the Act lists the offenses of medical practice in Ghana, which include false declaration in an application for registration as a medical or dental practitioner, physician assistant, or certified registered anesthetist. So if there's a lady apply for the job, and okotu no as doctor, and akwakoba say oye faker, that is where this law na buried on. And willfully and forcefully uses any name title such as doctor or addition implying a qualification to practice medicine or dentistry. Persons who commit these offenses can likely get a prison term of about 20 years. That is the scary part. Abuziawa be use the title doctor title na kekadia kan odi ho dey fill application na ye be kwa hwehwem na ye force no. You stand the chance of winning a lottery of 20 years in prison. And that is why I'm more for this lady. Again, I don't know how the appointments, you know, the process as we go through to actually get appointed by the president. I don't know if there's send you CV, so no one can apply for. And right now, as things stands now, we don't know the reason why you revoke you can't any appointment. People are saying he's on your real doctor. We are here to know that. What I say?
Mahama wrote to the Medical and Dental Council seeking to know whether Sansa Daly is a registered member, she is qualified to practice here, etc. He was told that no, as of now, we don't know anything. So what we do know, per the records that we have, is Anne is not a doctor. Unless she comes to give us further and better particulars to prove that she is. But what we know now is that she's not.
But at least you know how serious this whole thing is now. Let me know your comment section as well. If you know more about this story too, let me and others know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Tap send. The numero uno mobile app. We see a bit in there send this car command off for our Ghana. So Italy, Germany, Europe, USA, even Dubai. Now person send this car the brand off for Ghana. App where so you to tap send. Kwa Apple App Store and Google Play Store na kwa download no right now for two phones so. Because all they send this car command off for bia. Yanti we levy untuashe exchange rate no was so. It's fast, it's secure, it's all the good things and mouth trouble. Omu security a top notch. And I first time I download the app now use the send this car. Ubo code Magraheb Shema. Depending on baby I want. You better see a chewska. I'm at the scar was sending on. Dear Buzaz only starting use to tap sender. Make conform our neck. If you know more mobile wallet, I was your bet me load do no with scar. It's a time so I will send this kind of command for Ghana. Now nothing I'll be connected to bank. Dabi. Or tap wallet no. The fast and analyze what send the call. Tap send the Abusia, mean to me conform enough. This is a one you see tap send the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store and I could download it right now.
Tap send. Papa no.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for videos like this every day. Till we meet again, Abusia. Adios.